we do that pretty well.
Well, Chris, is it one of these things you just have to put down to experience? No wickets yesterday, but a spell which even the Australians are talking about. How did it feel?
Yeah, no, I felt pretty well yesterday. Obviously, I beat the bat a few times, but I guess that happens. You have days where you don't bowl as well, and you pick up wickets. So no, I was pleased with the way I bowled. You know, so our plans were to bowl in a unit, and that's what we did. We did pretty well, and we're happy with the results we got.
It seemed to get reverse swinging quite early. Anything you did specific to get that happening?
Not really. The conditions seem to be pretty abrasive from ball one. We played a game here, a practice game here against Victoria, and it was similar then. The wicket was a lot more abrasive and the ball reversed a lot earlier then, and we seemed to get the ball reversing here probably after 15 overs.
So great form for a bowler. What do you like about the feeling of delivering the ball yesterday?
No, that's just I'm in a good rhythm at the moment, I guess. My confidence is high. I've come in and just tried to enjoy it. I've been pretty relaxed, and it's been a good team to come into. The confidence has been high, and just gone from there really.
Everything is going right. Can you give us an insight into the feeling in that dressing room this morning?
I haven't been in there too long. I sort of come out here pretty much straight away. But no, obviously it's a good feeling. Obviously we've played 2 or 3 days of good cricket, but we know the job's not over yet. You know, we're concentrating on the job in hand is to get these final 4 wickets, and then we can go from there really.
It'll be Bresnan to start. Bang on target, 3 for 26 Bresnan. Fantastic injection into the England lineup. Through the gate. Don't know how it missed the inside edge, don't know how it missed the stumps. Well, you have to applaud the selection of Tim Bresnan, don't you, for this test match. Steve Finn was one of the leading wicket takers for England prior to this game. Oh.
They are on fire. They've got through an anthem already. Their applause for the English team that came onto the field today was nothing short of sensational. They're finally seeing a cycle change. 21 years since this was last done. Now they'll jazz it up a little bit. But I sense that England are very clear about their selection policies, and Finn, when he's fresh, might play the next test.
Oh dear, this over has started like it was for most of yesterday. Every ball is a wicket-taking delivery, and there's oohs and ahs. And bowled him, Tremlett. He gets the first of the day. 2 to go for England. And once again, just a little bit of movement and a good length. Full swinging back in a little bit. I think it'd be fair to say it wasn't the greatest shot you've ever seen, or defensive shot you've ever seen, but it's once again England getting the ball in the right areas. Just a hint of movement, inside edge, back onto the body and onto the stumps. England can just about smell now. Johnson gone for 6, 7 for 172.
There's one thing that hasn't quite worked for England at last. But Chris Tremlett, I think, has got them rattled.
Now, once again, it's a bit of fielding that we were talking about earlier this morning. Kevin Peterson in the gully, played down by Haddon, a call of yes. Peterson moves well, creates an opportunity, and just misses the stumps. That one on the way, and there is a shout. Well, everyone went up. There was a hint of a noise on the way through.
Did it clip the stump? Peter Siddle's played 2 balls exactly the same way. Tentatively, half on the front foot, play and miss. Totally missed everything. Bat didn't hit the pad or anything, so Collingwood wants it finished. He was the man that was pushing the appeal.
Just out of reach of short cover. And Siddle's at the non-strikers. I think Haddon's got to stay on strike for as long as possible. Plenty of movement through the air. It's been eased away for 4. Flick to the onside. That looked good.
Well, it was a half volley on leg stump, so it should have been dispatched.
Australia 7 wickets down. You'll notice England required 2 wickets to win. That's because there's been confirmation from the Australian camp that Ryan Harris will not bat. So England need just 2 more wickets. As Australia gain another boundary, it's leg byes. That's 4 more.
Yep, away she goes to the boundary for 4. I mean, they could well bring 1 or 2 other fieldsmen in there if they wanted to, but it's only a question of time.
Oh. Dropped him. Oh, he got a glove to it. Did Pryor. I think they've been too deep in the second innings. They've caught well all summer, but he makes the distance. Let's watch this. There's a nick. Oh, didn't put it down really. Down the ground. 4 more.
Yeah, down the good shot.
Got that away over slips. Plays well, Peter Siddle. He's good, solid, order bowler batsman. He gets 4 more. There he goes to double figures. 10 off the over, 7 for 214. Run partnership. It's been a good one. There he goes, and he goes long and hard. That's well struck. Peter Siddle, 50 partnership.
Well, we picked it, didn't we?
Chance, was it? Or byes? I think it was probably a chance. Went between the keeper and slip. Runs.
You're a bit disappointed he missed that one.
Well, that's wrong. That could be 6 a long way back. He's a tremendous strike of the ball, Brad Haddin. It's one straight down over line.
Brad Haddin hits those straight 6s as well as anyone in world cricket.
As a bowler, when the catch goes down, no one needs to do it. It's the worst feeling in the world, dropping a catch. But then to smack straight back over your head for 6.
Just have a look at this. Beautifully taken. Hands everywhere. One-handed. Not only the England cricket team can catch, but their supporters can as well. 2 men on the drive on the offside for anything that's driven in the air. Haddin likes to drive. Oh. That has hurt him. That's hit him really hard. But, that can happen here. You could hear the thump as that one crunched into his rib cage, I'd say, or his belly. Let's see exactly where it hit him. Oh, yep, right on the chest.
Just another reminder that Ryan Harris, we've been told, will not bat in the second innings for Australia. So England only need the 2 wickets to retain the Ashes. Another edge. And through again. He's got a number of balls past the outside edge as Graham Swan, and he's also found it on a couple of occasions. The ball not going to hand. And that's 50 for Brad Haddin. His third 50 in the series to go with his 100. And now Siddle, has he got enough on it? Yes, he has. All the way. Over Kevin Peterson in the deep and over the rope.
33 now to Peter Siddle. It's his 5th boundary. His first that's cleared the rope.
That's up in the air. Peterson's got him. There it is. Good captaincy, good bowling. Very good innings from Peter Siddle. England just 1 wicket away.
Good catch. Peterson had to cover some ground. The ball was hit flat and hard. It would have been a brilliant hit for 6, but a tall man with good hands when he's in the deep. Peterson is pretty solid if he's catching with time to spare. He's about 50-50 when he's around the bat, but he's very good out there. That's a super take. Australia 8 down. Peter Siddle goes for a brave 40. It's 8 for 258.
That's it. Yes, that's it. Up goes the finger. Unfortunately for Hilford House, he bags a pair, and England have retained the Ashes. It's been 24 long years, and the celebrations have begun.
It's up in lights now. England retain the Ashes. What a feeling for every member of the England side out there. Those who haven't been playing in the series have been pulling their weight. All the officials involved with this team. It's been a long pursuit, and finally they've been able to do it again on Australian soil.
You can see how much this means to them. There's a long list of England captains who've obtained the Ashes in Australia. Go back right to 1884. Arthur Shrewsbury, Andrew Stoddart, Percy Chapman, Len Hutton. Some great names there. Mike Brearley, Mike Gatting.
Yeah, I remember 54-5 watching that series at the Adelaide Oval. The Englishman clinched there, so I was there as a kid watching that. So I guess I haven't had many since. We've got Mike Brearley 78, 79, and then Mike Gatting 24 years ago that it happened. And Andrew Strauss's name now goes on that list.
Yes, and on their feet, and well, as they have been all day, that Barmy Army, that huge group of English supporters, really enjoying this. There have been times, especially against Australia, where they've gone very quiet. They're going to enjoy this too, and what a moment for the England captain.
They have retained it today, the 29th of December. Plodding out there, and it's been amazing to watch, actually. Planning coming into fruition for England. Andrew Strauss, how will he be feeling? What a magical moment for the captain.
Let's have a look at him. There he goes. So absolute joy on the one hand for Strauss, but spare a thought for Ricky Ponting. First ever Australian captain to lose in an Ashes battle 3 times.
I refused to believe last night that we were going to do it, to be honest. I'm very superstitious. I was getting very angry with our boys for what I perceived to be taking their foot off the gas. But no, it's fantastic, and I'm so glad Brad's got that last wicket, because without him yesterday, getting those 3 wickets, getting their top order out, it'd have been a real struggle.
What have you got in your hand there? The souvenir?
Yeah, I should give it to Trotty, really, because he just got 160, but I don't know, he might have to wrestle me for it.
OK, and what about all those people over there? A lot of English support in this ground.
It's incredible. I mean, we know we get good support when we go away from home, but to hear them this morning, the noise they were making when they were singing, it was like 75,000 people inside St James Park. It was incredible.
And just generally, the guys this afternoon and this evening could be one of the great experiences of your life.
I hope so, yeah. You know, last time it was great. The 2 teams got together for a cold one, so hopefully we'll get to do that again. But yeah, I don't think anyone would begrudge us a night on the sauce.
A final question for you. You must have got a shock in Perth. You recovered yourselves pretty quick. How?
I'm not really sure. You know, let's face it, we walked all over them in Adelaide and thought, you know, everything's going great, and then they absolutely pulverised us in Perth. So it's been one of those series that's gone up and down. It's one of extremes, but happily we're on the right side of this one.
Can you come close to describing the feeling in that dressing room?
Oh look, I think the guys are, like I said, over the moon. You know, we've trained very hard for this, I think, all the way through the English summer as well. But again, there's one more game to go that we'd like to go to Sydney and play some more good cricket. But you today the guys will enjoy tonight, and it's a fantastic performance. The guys did really well.
You might want to have a word for your bowlers. They've done a fantastic job for you all series, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been brilliant. Even with a few injuries here and there, the guys who have come in and stepped up and showed some great skills again. I thought today with the reverse swing, as of yesterday, they've shown some fantastic skills, and credit to our bowlers for taking 20 wickets every time.
It's well known that it's hard to come to play in Australia and even harder to win in Australia, but you mentioned your preparation in England. Very good month of preparation when you got here to Australia.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a massive factor for us to have great preparation. The way we went about the warm-up games was key. But yeah, we've been looking forward to this for a long time, and it's great to come here and, like I said, a great venue to put performance on like we have.
It looks to me, Ian, that you've been probably preparing for this tour for 4 years, since the last time it wasn't as good out here.
Yeah, definitely. It hurt a hell of a lot going home, having the way we played last time out here, and to come here and put performances on like we have done as a group. It's absolutely fantastic to do it this time, but one more game to go, and if we can put on another good performance, the guys will be very happy.
Well, there we are. They've had a wonderful time of it, and of course good to hear too that they're going for the outright Ashes series victory in Sydney.
I suppose it's always a tough day when you don't win the series or you lose the Ashes. Did it start on day one?
Yeah, I think it did, yeah. I said at the time it would have been a nice toss to have won, but the wicket did a little bit day one. It certainly wasn't a 98 all-out wicket, though. I didn't think, our batting wasn't good enough day one. We knew that we just had to get through to somewhere around the tea break, and things are starting to flatten out a little bit then. I think, as you saw with the way that England played after that the wicket was a fair bit better in the afternoon, but we weren't good enough day one to get through that. I thought they bowled very, very well day one, had all of our batsmen under pressure. They took the chances that they needed to take, and once they got their chance to bat, they showed us how to bat in Test match cricket, and I think there's a fair bit for us to learn out of the way that they've played over the last few days here.
How tough is it as the Australian captain over the last 4 days? You've come here after squaring the series in Perth, and things have turned around quickly. It can't be easy.
No, it's been a tough week. It's been a tough week for me. It's been a tough week for the team. To be beaten by an innings and plenty in this game is obviously a disappointing result. But you've got to give full credit to England with the way that they've played their cricket. Not only this week, but I think from the start of the tour. They came here with a plan. They prepared well. They've certainly played well for the majority of the tour so far. And for them to be able to rebound after a bad loss last week in Perth, I think says a fair bit about their group. So what we've got ahead of us now is we've got the opportunity to be able to do that in Sydney. I think it's important, and we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to the fans around Australia to bounce back quickly and show a bit of pride in what we do for our country and what it means for us to represent our country and represent Australia. So that's what lays ahead. There's still a chance for us to get out there and level the series. Although we can't win the Ashes, there's a good chance for us to level the series.
Could you put your finger on why there has been huge momentum swings, not just in this series, but in recent Ashes series? Adelaide a few weeks ago, you're beaten by an innings in 71. You win in Perth by 267 and beaten by an innings here. They're amazing momentum swings.
You look at probably 3 of the last 4 Ashes series, and they've been exactly that way. 2005 over there was the same. We won really well in the first test. They bounced back pretty quickly. Last series in England, we had a very good game in the first game in Cardiff without winning, but they blew us off the park in the second test at Lords. So all series lately that we've played in have gone that way. I don't know why. We talk about it, and we talk about not getting too far ahead of ourselves as far as the series is concerned, and we knew that we had to turn up here this week and start from scratch and play a level of cricket that we played last week in Perth, but we weren't able to do that. So, as I said, you've got to give England a lot of credit for the way they turned up and played this week.
Looking ahead, you have got one more chance to turn it around and still square the series. What about Sydney? Are we going to see changes there?
I don't know. We'll sit down now after today, I guess, and have a chat. A couple of the selectors are here at the moment, so we'll have a chat about things this afternoon. Who knows which way things are going to work out there. We've been beaten badly here, so I know there's been a lot of speculation about different things, and I'm sure a lot of that will be sorted out this afternoon.
I asked you yesterday, I apologise for asking you again, but your future, there's been a lot of speculation about that too. Just next Test match at this stage?
Well, yeah, it's got to be just the next Test match for me, I guess. My series has been horrible. There's no two ways to describe it other than that. I just haven't performed the way I needed to perform if Australia was going to win, and I take full responsibility for that. the positive is I've got another game next week, hopefully, to be able to have some sort of impact on the series and hopefully do the best I can to win a Test match for Australia. That's the thing that's most important to me now. Is I still think I've got a lot to offer the team as a batsman and as a leader, and hopefully that all comes out next week.
Geez, I'm just detecting a little smile there, Andrew. We've done a couple of presentations. There hasn't been quite that grin over the last couple of weeks, but that'll be hard to hide tonight, I dare say.
Yeah, no, pretty big smile. I mean, we've worked very hard to achieve this. Obviously, we still want to win the series from here. That goes without saying. But to know that we're taking that earn home with us is very special. And, it's been a really top quality performance from the lads this week. We had to bounce back pretty hard after Perth. And the way the bowlers bowled first day was outstanding and put us in a great position to go on and win the Test match.
It has been a great all-round performance from England. You talked about your bowling, but it's Chris Tremlett, Tim Bresnan, who weren't even in your team to start this series. They've come in and contributed, not just meekly, they've contributed lots of wickets for you, lots of pressure. It seems that you've got not just 11 good players, but probably 16 or 17 ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. And we knew that coming to Australia, you need more than 11. The conditions here are pretty hard. And Chris Tremlett's been outstanding. He came in, bit of a sort of surprise selection, but he's bowled outstandingly well here. Tim Bresnan, we always knew that he'd be very capable out here, and he's proved that. And even Ajmal Shahzad, who hasn't had a game, he looks very threatening as well. So we've got a good squad. I mean, we're a happy team at the moment, which is a good thing. We've got to keep our feet on the ground because we've still got a lot of goals that we want to achieve, both in this series and into the future. But we're very excited right now. It's a special occasion, the MCG game, and to come out here and retain the Ashes is something that will live long in all our memories.
You must have a great feeling in that side. To lose in Perth by 267, all of a sudden the Ashes are back up for grabs, and you've come here and played superb cricket for 4 days. That must come from a great side.
Yeah, well, I think we were pretty shocked with what happened in Perth. We weren't expecting it, but all credit to the way Australia played there. But we knew that if we'd just gone back to what we've been doing all tour, that it would work for us. It had worked in the state games, and it worked in 2 of the Test matches. So it was a case of getting back on the horse and making sure that we restricted Australia and applied pressure with the ball, and then took our chance with the bat. And the guys have done that well. I mean, it's a special tour, an Australian tour, and the last tour out here was pretty disappointing, and we were pretty distraught at the end of it. So to turn it around and actually have some success out here, it makes you realise what a special thing it is to tour Australia and do well.
How special will tonight be then, with that in mind, thinking back 4 years ago when Australia, I think, won here to go 4-0 up in the series. Here we are 4 years later, and you've now retained the Ashes. How special will tonight be?
Well, I'm not sure we'll remember much of it, to be honest. But while I'm here, I've got to take the opportunity again to thank our wonderful support. The Barmy Army are outstanding in this game. They've lit up the whole of the MCG, and their support all the way through the tour has been absolutely outstanding. So from the players, it's very, very special to have you guys supporting us.
Just a question on the Barmy Army. I reckon their singing's getting better every time they come out. They have been terrific.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort in. Their preparation's been better than ours for this tour, I think. So, it's special to have those guys behind us. Also, it's, the backroom staff that you guys don't see on the pitch, what they've done both in preparing the side for this tour and during the games as well has been outstanding. So it's important we thank those guys as well.
One last question, Sydney. Obviously, the series is still up for grabs. You've got the Ashes now. We're going to see England striving for a 3-1 victory there?
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, we came here to win this series. Obviously, we retained the Ashes, but it would be a very disappointing end if we weren't able to go on and win the series. So back to square one in Sydney, but for the time being, we're going to enjoy tonight.
Enjoy yourself. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Jonathan, you're our Vodafone man of the match, and you must be a chance to be our man of the series as well, because you're having a wonderful time against Australia. Now 300s in 5 Test matches.
Yeah, I mean, I got asked after on the end of day 2 about that, and I just said, it's just everyone working really hard and very determined to do well this series. A lot of hard work and a lot of thoughts got into it, and just happy to be able to contribute to being a successful team.
Take you back to 2009. You came into the England side, was 1-1 in that series as well, and you made that debut 100. England went on to win that Test match, get the Ashes back, and here you are again playing a big part in a big Test match.
Yeah, obviously, it's very pleasing, and it's a result of probably a lot of hard work with the coaches and stuff. With Graham Gooch and with Andy Flower. Also, all aspects of the backroom staff and a whole sort of coaching unit. We spend lots of long hours in the field and working and thinking about our game. So not just me, but a lot of people have put in good performances this game, and to bowl out the opposition, obviously for 98. Obviously winning the toss and bowling first, a little pressure there, but did really well.
And 300s, as I mentioned now, against Australia. Why do you think you've had such success against Australia? Are they bowling to you as well as they could, or do you think you're just playing exceptionally well?
Yeah, I just think it's obviously the challenge of England versus Australia, and I enjoy a sort of contest. And, it's just perhaps my sort of time, along with a few other people. Alistair Cook's played really well this series, and the guys have, obviously a few people come under pressure into the series. Us as a team having got our hands on the Ashes, and it was up to us to perform, and just really happy to be able to do so.
Can you compare today to the Oval last year when you played that debut innings? Is today any more special, or was that first one still very much at the forefront of your mind?
Well, yeah, those 4 days of my first Test match are really sort of surreal, and obviously going into your first Test match, you're not quite sure what to expect, and you speak to people about experiences and past experiences, but that was very special. But to come onto Australian soil and to go 2-1 up, obviously with 1 game left, is also just as special, but in probably a little bit different way. Obviously, being around for a year or two now.
Well, mate, congratulations! You're our Vodafone Man of the Match, Jonathan Trott. Go and enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you.
And the whole of the England team now on the other side of the MCG, being saluted by their fans and thanking them for their support. There have been times in this series when it's almost felt as if there were more English supporters than Australian supporters. Mark Taylor's with me. It's probably a fair comment, isn't it?
No doubt. I think there's about 14,000 here today. I'd say 90% of them are English at the moment, and they are enjoying the day, and so they should. They're a very good cricket side, England, a very good cricket side, and they're getting better all the time. They've got good opening batting, solid middle order, and they've got a good quality spinner who's a good fieldsman and actually outstanding quick. So they're a good cricket side.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.